Very easy to make bread dough. You just need 300 milliliters of water, warm water preferably, and then 600 milliliters of bread flour, or a mixture of ordinary flour and bread flour, a little bit of oil, maybe about a tablespoon, whatever flavourings you want, a little bit of salt if you want salt in there, so you can put herbs and seeds and all sorts in, garlic powder, whatever you want, and then 1 teaspoon of fast working yeast. Mix the yeast in with the dry flour and then mix in the wet ingredients and knead it until it's springy, elastic, so that when you pull on it, it springs back again, like that. And if you're like me and feeling a bit lazy, you can buy yourself a bread maker, and that makes it much easier.
Well, I'm going to try and fix that mixer.
Are you?
I'm going to try and put my own engine in,
Oh yeah.
my own motor, and some sort of variable resistor system.
Yeah.
You know, a washing machine.
Chopped herbs, onions chopped up a bit there, sliced and chopped a bit, and some tomatoes all chopped up, bit of goat's cheese, and over here there's some duck eggs. I've got so many duck eggs at the moment. I've not been eating enough duck eggs.
Fill that up to the top and soak it, but it seems dry again, that tree. Do you think it's...
And I might use these in the pizza. We'll see. So there's my bread dough. Just what did you want? Sorry. There's some dough risen in my bread maker. Just need to knock that back and knead it up a bit. Plenty of flour. Okay, just gonna tip the dough out onto the flour there. Blop.
Couple of days. He's got to put the work in.
Yeah.
Unless he's already done it. I don't know.
He's in the middle of his exams now, isn't he?
He doesn't want...
Right, I'm kneading this dough until it's nice and smooth. So what you do is, after you've mixed your dough and you've made it nice and elastic, you leave it in the bowl for about an hour, and it'll bubble up and rise up, and then you knock it back and knead it again. And I've split mine into 3 roughly equal pieces. Actually, that's a bit small and that's a bit big, but it doesn't matter. And what we'll do is roll that one out. We'll put those 2 to the side. We'll roll one out and cover it in stuff and shove it in the oven. Easy as that. You can press it down with your hand if you want, or you can use a rolling pin. So there it is, rolled out. It's actually quite large. Don't worry about getting it round. Any shape will do, whatever it comes out like, as long as you can fit it in the oven. And I'm just beginning to wonder if this is going to fit in the oven. But I've made it quite thin. I like my pizzas thin and crispy. It will rise a bit. It will go a little bit thicker than that. And then you need to spread out on that. You need to put a layer of something a bit sloppy, like passata or tomato puree, or even ketchup, or some cream, or what is really nice is pesto, actually. Spread over that, and then on top of that some chopped vegetables and herbs and things like I showed you before, some cheese, some fried eggs, boiled sliced eggs, I suppose even fried eggs. You can even put chopped lettuce, whatever you like. Beetroot's very nice, surprisingly, really nice. You can see all the speckles in there, that's all the herbs and stuff I've put in the flour. And yeah, beetroot, especially beetroot that hasn't been pickled, fresh boiled beetroot, very nice, sliced on top of there with a bit of cheese, a bit of you can either put your onion on raw like this, or you can fry it first, and fried onion is very nice. And you can also put potato on if you just blanch your potato so that it's like parboiled, and put that on in slices. Very nice, unusual. Try things out, you don't have to be traditional with pizzas. Put on what you feel like and be pleasantly surprised. Yep, this pizza's going to be trouble, because here's my little thing that I use for cooking pizzas on. Makes it nice and crispy underneath as well. You can put it on a baking tray, but I've got this like flexible thing, oven-proof mat. But it's going to be trouble because, as you can see, my pizza's a little bit too big for it. So I don't know. We'll just see how we go. We'll slip that on there first before I put the toppings on, I think. So I've used tomato ketchup because that's all I had handy, and some chopped herbs from the garden because it's spring now and they're all doing well. Bit of tomato, bit of onion, bit of goat's cheese, and I've got a boiled egg here. Duck egg. What's that on my finger? It's not muck, it's just herbs stuck in my thumb. Yeah, I'm going to slice that up and put that on. And then probably a bit of cheddar as well. I can't remember if I've got any or not. It's not going to be good enough for my other half, who said, "Ooh, pizza," he said. So I'm going to have to do him some fried bacon and egg to go with it, I think. And some chips, knowing him. Yeah, I had to trim the edge off this. I don't know what that's going to be like, but there's the leftover bits. I think I should really have divided it into 4, not 3. So there's the duck egg on it. It's a bit kind of squished because it was still hot when I sliced it. It doesn't have to be duck egg, of course, it's just that we keep duck, so we've got lots of duck egg. Needs using up. You don't have to have egg on it at all, even just what I'm putting on mine. Right, no, I'd had no cheddar in the house. Silly me, so let's put the light on. That's better. So it's going to have to be just as it is. I'll put it in the oven, probably about gas mark 6. Won't take too long to cook. So I've made 2 pizzas, and I don't particularly feel like making a third, so I'm just going to, because I've run out of stuff on the chopping board, I don't want to, not in the mood for more chopping, so I'm going to turn this last piece of dough into some little buns. So I'm just going to flatten it out a bit, like that. You could of course shape them all individually, but much quicker this way. Shape them all out, get a knife, chop it up. Okay, chop that. Chop it into bun-sized bits of dough and put them on a baking sheet. And apparently, if you want to make them crusty, you put some, that's quite small, that one, you know, dinky little bun that will be. Put some water in the bottom of the oven, in a baking tray in the bottom, and apparently all the steam from that in the oven will make them nice and crusty. We'll see. So I'm going to put them on a baking tray, let them rise until they're about double, and then pop them in a hot oven with some water in the bottom. I actually find that flouring the baking tray is much more effective than greasing it. space them out a bit so they don't stick together when you leave them to rise. Yeah, the one thing about bread making is the mess. Very sticky stuff. You need loads of flour around to stop it sticking to everything, and then you've got to clean it up at the end. Metal palette knife, quite useful. There it is, done, all nice and sizzling pizza. There's the other one underneath there. Beautiful. So there's the bacon. There's the nice crusty bun. There's the chips. There's the pizza. And some oil there, ready for the egg. In fact, it's had an egg in there already. A bit left behind there. Hey, watch. Ah, look at that lovely bread. Steaming hot. Nice with a bit of butter. There's some nice creamy whole milk plain yogurt and some freshly chopped mint. Make a nice dip to dip my pizza in. I'll probably add a bit of lemon juice to that as well.